sure to check out Angel's Geeks for your figures and collectibles. This video and YouTube channel is rated PG-13, so that means this channel is not for anyone under the age of 13. So what is going on, my fellow collectors? How is everybody doing today? Daredevil19 here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Revoltech Amazing Yamaguchi Harley Quinn. So let's get into it right away and take a quick look at the box. So as you can see here with this Harley Quinn, we do get the basic style Amazing Yamaguchi box. So we do get the window right there on the front of the box. On the top does say Figure Complex Amazing Yamaguchi powered by Revoltech. Then we do get a very nice image of the Harley Quinn figure. On the bottom says series number 15 and the Harley Quinn. And then over there we do get the DC logo. And then the bottom of the box here we do get the barcode of Beloved Western, what cares about. And then we do get a comic book type image with Harley Quinn and the Joker there. Then here's the top of the box. And then the one side there with some comic book type image and an image of the figure as well. The other side of the box does have another very nice image of the figure on her roller skates, and then the back to show a bunch of really dope poses. You can get this really cool looking figure into, along with most of her accessories, or pretty much all of them actually. But anyway, that is the packaging. Let's get this figure over to take a closer look at one of my most anticipated figures of 2019, even though it's almost 2020, so it's kind of on the border right there. So is it 2019 or 2020? Technically, it did a release in 2019. Why do we keep going on about this? Let's go on with the review, shall we? And for those of you who are curious what's on the sides of the boxes and the backdrop, these sides here, we do get this on the top, comic book image on the bottom. The other side here, comic book image on the top, this on the bottom. Then we get a really nice backdrop for Harley Quinn here. We get two images on each side, and then we get this beautiful artwork right on the center there. And this is something I really love about the Revoltech Amazing Yamaguchi boxes. But anyway, let's continue on. Alrighty, taking a closer detailed look, and since it is Christmas, I already said it, but I will say happy holidays and Merry Christmas once again. But Revoltech did a beautiful job with this figure. This is definitely my new favorite Amazing Yamaguchi figure that they have made to date, man. This thing is pure awesomeness. There is a few paint issues on the alternate faces. The lipstick is painted kind of bad, and then over here you see some red paint on where the black part of the hair is, so that is a bit disappointing, but I think that's really the only paint errors that I do see on the figure. This usually does always happen when it comes to Revoltech or Amazing Yamaguchi figures, but I dig the face sculpts, man. They do have a very anime, cartoony type look, and they do look very good, man. We got her eyeshadow on there. The eyes are painted really nice on the figure, and they are articulated eyes on all the interchangeable heads. The lipstick on this face is the one that turned out the best. The other two, a bit of sloppiness, which we'll go over next during the accessories. And the hair turned out really nice too. I do dig the sculpt of it. The paint's pretty clean where the black meets the red, besides, as I mentioned before, over here the pigtails look great. I really dig the way they sculpted those. Very nice work on that. And they are articulated as well, which we'll go over shortly. The rest of the hair turned out pretty good too. Then we do get like her choker on there, which looks pretty cool, and it is a separate piece there. And for the torso here, I think her boobs turned out pretty nice, and I do like the glossiness for her top and her bottom there. I like how it's not like a matte color like her, I don't even know what to call those, leggings? Half leggings? But I do like the glossiness to it. Very cool looking. Get some nice sculpt detail all throughout it, some sculpted wrinkles. Paint's nice and clean where the black meets the red. Same with her boy shorts piece as well. And we get some very nice sculpted wrinkles all throughout it. And she does have very thick thighs, which I do like very much. And she has a pretty nice butt as well. And the belt turned out pretty good too. It is a separate piece, but it is glued on the back where the pouch is. But it is good to hide the gap in the waist joint when you use the articulation. So I like the way they did that. I see why they didn't glue it all around so you can hide it when you articulate her waist around. And then the arms here turned out really nice. We do get some shoulder armor on each side. This one has a star. This one has something that resembles like her symbol, which are some diamonds off cards. And the paint's nice and clean on both of those, man. You do get some elbow pads on there as well, which are different colors also. And then same with her gloves, which are also different colors as well. And then the legs here, like I said, I do like the thickness of her thighs there. And I do like these half leggings or tights, whatever the hell she's wearing. And this has the star symbol on that side. That side does have the diamonds symbol as well. And the paint's nice and clean on both of those, and I do like these sculpted wrinkles on these pieces as well. We get some knee pads on there as well, and it does have the diamonds symbol on it, as you can see there. And then the knee joints aren't too bad. They stick out a little bit, but not as bad as Figma. And then we do get her white socks there, and then we do get her boots, which turned out pretty good too. Very nice clean paintwork all throughout the boots there, and we get beautiful sculpted wrinkles all throughout them as well. And then the bottom of them, we do get some very nice sculpted treads. So overall, the detail on this figure, I think Revoltech definitely knocked it out of the park with this Harley Quinn, and I definitely cannot be any more happy with how the paint and sculpt turned out. But anyway, let's continue on. Moving on to the accessories, Harley Quinn is included with a bunch of really cool, fun stuff. So you have a bunch of different display options with this figure. So first and foremost, we do get a Revoltech stand with a bunch of peg holes in the base. We have the arm, of course, and the clamp as well. And if you wanted, you can take the clamp off and peg that into the back of the figurine there. So we do get that. And then we do get 3 interchangeable face plates with articulated eyes, and then we do get the tool for the articulated eyes as well. And starting all the way on the left there, we do get the smiling face, which is probably my favorite out of all of them. That's the one that does come on the figure out of the packaging. And as I already mentioned, they do have articulated eyes, so you could have her looking in whichever direction you please. And in the middle there, we do get another smiling face, but this one has the teeth showing this time. And this face would have also been one of my favorites, but they screwed up on the right side of her mouth on her lipstick. As you can see, they went a little too far up with the red paint, so that is pretty disappointing. And then all the way on the right there, we do get the concerned, shocked looking face, or Batman's beating the crap at a Joker face, and that is definitely a great expression to include with Harley Quinn. I just wish they included one more facial expression with a more angry or stern looking face. I think that would have been pretty cool to include with Harley Quinn, but they did definitely capture the anime comic booky type looks for her faces there, and we get some very nice sculpt and paint detail throughout all 3 faces there. And the faces are very simple to swap out, and I'll show you how to do that along with how the articulated eyes work right now. And swapping her faces is fairly simple. So what you want to do is pull off her bangs first, and then take the face off. Take whichever other face you want to put on. Let's just throw this one on here. You peg that in like so, and then you just peg the hair back in there, and then there we go, as simple as that. And then the tool here for her articulated eyes, we have 2 different sides we could use right there. I think this side's better to use compared to this side, but you just see we have the peg holes on the back of the eyes right there, so you just put the tool in whichever one, whoops, you want to move around. As you can see, it's moving around there, and you could put it whichever way you would like. So it's easy to articulate the eyes on this figure, and for some reason I feel like her eyes look better when she's looking off to the side. So that's how the articulated eyes work, and we do get the 3 alternate face plates. And then we also get her mallet, her bat. Then we do get an effect that you could peg into the mallet or the bat. We do get a pair of interchangeable feet that are roller skates, which is probably my favorite accessory. And then also something I always greatly appreciate when a figure company does this, we do get an extra set of wrist joints, so 1 for each hand. And like I said, I can never be more grateful of something a figure company does when they include extra wrist joints with a figure. So we do get her mallet here, and it's very cartoon looking, which fits this stylized figure. It does have some very nice sculpt detail here, some very clean paintwork, as well as you can see on this side of the mallet we do have the peg hole for that effect, which I'll show you how that looks shortly, and the handle looks fine too. So we do get the mallet there. Then we do get her baseball bat, which is just a plain baseball bat. So you can see the peg holes right there, and the way you get her to grip onto it, it splits apart right here at the handle, so you just kind of get stuck when you peg it all the way in. What I would do is kind of swivel it and swivel it as you pull it out, and then you slide her hands on the handle, and then you just peg this back in there. So we do get her hitting or smashing weapons, and then we do get this cool little effect that says boofsh. Boofsh. Such weird sound effect words comic books have, but I really love the way the effect looks, how it's more of like a lighter green, almost whitish in the center, and the further out it goes, it gets more to like a darker green, which looks really cool. And the lettering looks fine too, very comic booky looking. And then the back here, we do have a elbow type joint, which is a peg, and then it connects into this piece with a ball peg here, and this pegs in either to the bat or the mallet, and I'll show you how to do that shortly. Whoops, dropped one of the wrist pegs off. And then finally we get my favorite accessories, which are the interchangeable roller blades, and these things are freaking awesome, man. I just always see Harley Quinn rolling around on roller skates. I called them rollerblades by accident, but they look great, man. Very nice sculpt and paint detail throughout both of them, as you can see there. And you know, her right foot is the black one, the left foot is the red one, and they don't spin or anything like that, but she does stand perfectly fine with them on, and they're very simple to swap out as well. I'll show you how to do that along with the effect right now. Alright, so the way you get her roller skates on and get this effect on her mallet or baseball bat, like I said, they both have the peg holes on there, so you could use it for either weapon there. So all you would do is just peg this in like so, and you have her grip onto it so it looks like she's hitting something with the hammer. You could do it on this side or something, because you can swivel it and articulate it around. Whoops, unpegged it by accident. So maybe you could have her hitting something with this side or something like that. So pretty cool little effect right there. I thought that was a nice little thing that they included with the figure. And the way you get her roller skates on is very simple. So all you would do, they're just connected with pegs. They're on a ball hinge, so it's kind of like the wrist joints. You just pull the foot right off, take the roller skates, peg that in. Remember, it's kind of on a bit of an angle there. The peg hole, take that one off, and then just peg that one in, and then there you go. You have Harley Quinn on her roller skates, and that is how I will definitely have her posed with the roller skates there. So we do get all that cool stuff, and then we finally get 8 alternate hands. And starting on the top right here, we do get a pair of fists, of course, which do come on the figure out of the packaging, and then we do get a pair of gripping hands, but they're also trigger finger hands. So if you do have an extra gun lying around from Harley Quinn, like say the SH Figuarts Suicide Squad Harley Quinn, you can have her grip onto the gun. The thumb is molded together to the other fingers, so if the grip or the handle to the gun is too big, it's not going to be able to fit into the gripping hands here. So if you do have a Harley Quinn style gun, you can have her use it. I wish they did include a gun with Harley Quinn, since we pretty much did get trigger finger hands, but these are the gripping hands that are meant for the bat and her mallet. And then we do get a pair of semi-splayed out hands. The thumb, index, and middle finger are sticking out, while the ring and the pinky are kind of sticking inward, and these are kind of like having her hands on her hips type hands. And then finally we do get one right finger pointing hand and then one left thumbs up hand, and the paint turned out pretty good for the most part. It looks like they missed a little bit of the skin tone on the finger on this hand right here, but besides that, the paint's pretty good on the rest of them, and the sculpt detail turned out really nice as well. My main issue, swapping the left hands is perfectly fine, but swapping my right hands, the joint keeps splitting apart, and it's like whenever I try to swap it, sometimes the joint splits apart, so that is getting a bit frustrating. But besides that, they're fairly simple to swap out. And in case you do break a wrist joint, Revoltech made sure to give you a couple extra ones, so that's always a good thing. But anyway, that is all the awesome accessories included with this Harley Quinn. Let's keep moving on with the rest of the review, shall we? Now for the height of Harley to the very top of her head, it looks like she's about 5.5 inches tall. And then here she is compared to the SH Figuarts Suicide Squad Harley Quinn, the DC Collectibles Icons Harley Quinn, the Revoltech Amazing Yamaguchi Batman, and the Amazing Yamaguchi Gambit. And I think this Harley Quinn does scale really well with the Amazing Yamaguchi Batman. And then here she is compared to the Mafex, the Dark Knight 2.0 Joker, the Mafex comic version Deadpool, the Mezco 112 Clown Prince of Crime Joker, and the Mezco 112 Silver Knight Batman. And I think this Harley scales really well with Mafex and Mezco as well. And then here she is compared to the Storm Collectibles Cyborg Smoke, the SH Figuarts Sage Mode Naruto, the Mafex Justice League Batman, and the Figma Black Swordsman Guts. And then here she is compared to the SH Figuarts Awakened Warrior Super Saiyan Goku and the Mezco 112 Deadpool. Anyway, there's some quick comparisons. Let's keep moving on with the rest of the review. So now for the articulation, and this is definitely where Revoltech or Amazing Yamaguchi does always shine when it comes to their figures. So as I went over with the faces, we do have the articulated eyes with each face. Then her pigtails are articulated, so we do have ball pegs on them. They can hinge up and down and they can swivel as well, so I do like that they made her pigtails articulated. Now the upper neck here, the upper neck joint is kind of weird how it works. You have to be careful with the articulation sometimes. I'm not a big fan of it, but you do still get some pretty good articulation out of it. And then we do get a lower neck as well. So we do have a barbell type joint. I don't know if you could see in there how it is, but I don't like the way her neck is shaped at the top right there. It's really weird. Like, say this is how it should be. All right, you see how it is right there? Her hair is over the upper neck there, but sometimes when you move it around, it gets like stuck, and then this happens. The neck piece goes over the hair and it looks really weird, man, and sometimes you can't get it back to where it's supposed to be. There we go, I got it back there, but I don't know, it's kind of weird how it works. Sometimes her face starts to fall off, so you have to push it back on there. So I'm not the biggest fan of that upper neck joint, but you do still get some pretty good articulation out of it. So you can get her to look directly up, but you have a disgusting gap right there that you're definitely not going to want to show. And then she does look down a tiny bit with the upper neck, and then you do get great pivot, but like I said, it looks like she snapped her neck with how it is sculpted up there, so it looks so damn weird. As you can see, she has great pivot, but it looks so damn odd. And then you do get swivel up there. The lower neck here goes forward a really good amount, also goes back really well also. So with both joints, you can get her to look all the way down, so that's definitely good. We already know she looks all the way up, but say you want to hide the gap with both joints, you can get her to look directly up, so that's definitely good. You do get pretty good pivot at the lower neck, and then it also does swivel as well, so you do get very nice articulation combining both the joints there. Then we do get a point of articulation under her breastises and one at her waist there, and the torso joint here crunches forward about that much, which is pretty good. Goes back extremely well. Then you do get a little bit of pivot there, and then it slightly swivels. It doesn't swivel too much because of the way her very nice lower torso is sculpted. And then we do get a point of articulation at the waist here, and it does go forward and back a pretty good amount, but be careful. Her boy shorts, kind of like the Gambit figure with his crotch piece, the lower torso will get stuck on it, so you're gonna have to tuck the torso under the underwear piece or the boy shorts piece right there. But with both joints, Harley Quinn crunches forward really well, and both joints going back, she goes back extremely well. Now what I was saying about the belt before, see how there's a gap at the waist? If you push that down, so you have the waist pose like that, the belt does hide that. So I love the way that they did the belt there. Then you get beautiful pivot at the waist, and then of course it does swivel as well. So very nice articulation combining both the joints there. Now at the arms here, we have a ball hinge that connects into the torso, then we do have a ball peg that connects into the arm, so you can move the arm around a little bit, but the shoulder pad pieces do hinder some of her arm articulation. So the arms do go out to the sides about 90 degrees, which is definitely good. They do go up and down. You do have swivel where the joint connects into the arm right there, and then you do have swivel at the single jointed elbow as well. So the elbow joint almost bends in all the way. Then you do get the swivel at the elbow joint where it connects into the bicep and where it connects into the forearm as well. Then we do have a ball hinge on the wrist, so it does swivel and hinges back and forth. Now for the legs here, we do have a pretty good hip joint, same type of hip joints we've been getting, but I do love her thigh joint there. So the hips, you can get Harley to kick forward about 90 degrees. If you combine it with the thigh joint, you can get her to kick forward a little more than 90 degrees, so that's definitely good. They do go to the back a pretty good amount. The crotch piece is a softer rubbery type plastic there. And then the legs or the hip joints only go out, see, they keep popping off if I force it any further than that, so they really don't go out to the side too much, about 45 degrees there. Then it does swivel a little bit at the hips, and then the thigh joints, I freaking love these type of joints. SH Figuarts uses it on some of their MCU figures as well. It is a ball peg, so you can move that joint all around. It does pivot, it does pivot, it moves up and down, and then it does swivel as well. So I love the thigh joints on this figure here. And then we do get single jointed knees, but we have the ball hinge that connects into the thigh. Then we do have a ball peg that connects into the lower leg, but the knee joint bends all the way back, as you can see, and the joint does swivel where it connects into the thigh, and then where it connects into the lower leg, you can move that joint all around, swivel up and down, and it does slightly pivot as well, and I like those joints also. Now for the ankles here, there is no swivel at the socks or the boot, which it is not needed because you get perfect swivel at the ankle joint there, and then the ankles do hinge up really well, and then they do hinge down pretty good too, and then you get a beautiful 90-degree bend ankle pivot right there. So excellent ankle articulation with Harley. Then you do get a very nice toe hinge. So overall, like usual with Amazing Yamaguchi figures, this Harley Quinn has some fantastic articulation, and Revoltech is getting much better with each release at hiding their ugly joints, and it's starting to make the figures look much better, you know what I mean? But you're going to be able to get this Harley Quinn into any type of pose you'd like, and I'm about to show you some of those poses right about now. But anyway, that is my review of the Revoltech Amazing Yamaguchi Harley Quinn. Hope you enjoyed it. If I had to rate this figure with detail, I'd give her an even 9. Articulation, I'd give her a perfect 10. Accessories would also get a perfect 10. And then the overall quality, I'd give an even 9 as well. If you would like to know the price and where to buy this figure, I did have mine imported from Japan, but my buddy from Ageless Geeks should be getting this in very soon, so you can check out their website at agelessgeeks.com. If you can't find something on there, I do highly recommend going through their Instagram or Facebook page. I will put more information in the description below. And if you would like to support the channel, don't forget to subscribe and click on that notification bell. And if you liked it, feel free to give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, oh well, I guess you didn't like it. But thanks for watching. I will see you later. So let's get into it right away and take a quick look at this crazy looking box. Even though it's basic, but it has a bunch of crazy stuff going on it. So as you can see here, we do get the basic style box. When it comes to the ooh, that's not SH Figuarts, that's Revoltech. Amazing Yamaguchi line. So we do the one right there in the front of the box on the blah 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 and blah blah blah. Blah. Mephix comic version Deadpool, the Mezco Clown Prince of blah blah blah. And then the tool heel. And then the tool here articulated. Then in the middle we would have got another one of my Fabu Haya Ochawanas.